Yo, what is up, guys? This is Troy D from the Troy D 24/7 Mall channel, your source for on point and no hype reviews. We are back again, everybody. We are back with another fragrance review right here, guys, on my day off. And today I will be talking about a fragrance that I have always wanted to try and test, and finally I got the chance to do it. And more importantly, this one is a flanker of one of my favorite fragrances ever that I've harped about since the beginning of this channel. So I can't wait to tell you about this fragrance. If you've already tried it, then smell it with me here. And if not, if you're curious about this is going to be a great review. Let's go. Now, before I continue, please do not forget to like and subscribe, guys, okay? Liking, subscribing, and watching the ads is a great big deal to this channel, especially that we are headed towards 22,000 subscribers, guys. So please continue all your support. I've got over 700 no hype videos and counting, and I'm doing two things. I'm doing new stuff, and I'm also backtracking like I'm doing with this fragrance review. I'm backtracking, I'm archiving. So please continue all your support. It gives me all the motivation I need to make these videos. So thank you very much. And the fragrance that we will be talking about today is none other than Ormonde Jayne Montabaco Cuba. Yes, Montabaco Cuba, or Montabaco Cuba, guys. All right. Now, this fragrance comes from the lineup, or the lineage of the Montabaco perfumes. And as I've said before, this is one of my favorites, Montabaco Intensivo. I've harped about this since day one, guys. All right. So what is so great about the Montabaco perfumes? All right. All of them share something similar, which is the Montabaco formula, or the Montabaco Accord. And that essentially is a strong dose of ISOE Super Ambroxan with tobacco. All right. And you have some suede musk come with it, some woods, and it is a powerful, sexy, macho, strong type of smell, very musky. And it's, to me, it's very, very likable. Now, the thing about the Montabaco formula is that to some people, it is too strong or too synthetic. I would say too strong is the common thing that people complain about. Some people say it's like bug spray. And the reason for that, like I said, is the strong amount of ISOE Super Ambroxan in this formula. Now, this was before Le Monzite got big, you know? And for me, this is the OG, like ISOE Super type of perfume that's very masculine. Although Ambroxan can be abrasive to some people it's like a symbol of confidence, of masculinity, of strength. There's something really strong about this Ambroxan ISOE Super formula that if you add tobacco into it, guys, it's really masculine and it's really kind of like strong in its character, guys. And so I've always said, if you're gonna go with the Montabaco route, I mean, you have to be a brave soul or a confident man to pull something like this off, and it is definitely not for everyone. Now, in comes this flanker Cuba, as well as Rio. And Cuba specifically, I got interested because, hey, the Cuban culture. What's up with the Cuban culture? Now, Cuba is a mix of different cultures, but of course, you've got Spanish influences, you've got African influences, you have Caribbean influences, and more importantly, if we're talking about Cuba, I mean, dance. We talk about music and dance, a lot of which originated in Cuba. A lot of Latin dance, guys. And shout outs to my bro, Rico Q. It's his birthday. I want to say happy birthday. And I'm dedicating this to him because my friend has been a great salsa bachata dancer for so many years. And I mean, when I think about him, I think about this fragrance right here. And yeah, like I said, Cuba, center of dance, music, Spanish influences, Latin influences. And so there's no way I'm going to say no to trying this fragrance, guys. So anyways, let's go try this right here. I'm going to give you guys the full breakdown. Let's go spray this thing right now. Okay, guys, now let's talk about this fragrance right here, Montabaco Cuba. Now let's talk about the OG Montabaco Accord, guys, which is again comprised of your ISOE Super, your tobacco, your musk, your woods. I mean, definitely they're gonna be right here, guys. But the difference between this iteration versus the previous ones, such as Montabaco Intensivo, Montabaco, and Montabaco Verano, is that for the first time, this strong Montabaco Accord actually really shares some space with the top notes of this fragrance. Now on the top, you are going to get bergamot, orange, and freesia, guys. All right. So instead of like a, 80-20 distribution, 80% Montabaco, 20% underlying notes, here in Cuba, you're actually going to get, to me, more of like a 60-40 deal. 60% you're slapping sexy Ambroxan, ISOE Super, Musky Woods right here in the intro. But 40%, which is a generous amount, you are going to get the top notes as well. And of course, what you will get on the citrus side is more orange, guys. All right, so orange is a lot more prominent here, and it does make sense because orange is kind of like a note that's part citrusy, but is also kind of like a note, a citrus note that can blend in with fall winter notes. So definitely I would say orange is the prominent citrus here. Now bergamot, you can still kind of smell it sparkling and lingering in the air, guys, but I mean, really, it's just like an additive to kind of balance this fragrance right here because you already have the Ambroxan and maybe your nose will smell that a lot more. Okay, guys? Now, freesia is an interesting powdery floral that comes here with the intro as well. And you have the classic juniper that is here as kind of like a cooling type of smell, a cooling type of note in the intro of this fragrance. And juniper has been in the OG Montabaco formula, guys. All right, so again, this one, the difference is that it shares that original Montabaco smell with orange, with freesia. And because of that, the intro is quite, I would say, modified. All right, which is, it's rightfully modified as a flanker. What's nice about this intro is that you have the best of both worlds. And again, this reminded me of dance, like Latin dance and bachata and salsa. And these dances are like really, really lively. And what this opening does is that it provides the sexiness, the immediate, almost like spicy machismo, Mr. Dangerous type of smell, but with the liveliness of citrus, the liveliness of orange, the liveliness of juniper, and some powdery freesia up here, which is like really nice because just like a salsa dance, although there are sensual, sexy aspects of that dance, you also have some really lively aspects as well. So I would say that this is a very balanced intro. I like what they did here in the intro of Montabaco Cuba. Another thing I really like about this opening salvo is that it doesn't change that quickly. Matter of fact, it lasts quite a while. I would say a 2-hour coverage of this opening, again with the orange, with the juniper and freesia mixed in with the OG Montabaco Accord, guys. All right, now let's go into the mid. In the mid of this fragrance, guys, you are gonna get basically a continuity of the start, a balance, if you will, between the OG Montabaco Accord as well as the other notes. Now right here in the mid, the florals definitely come out, but these are florals that I would say are continuity florals. You have magnolia, which is a floral that has a citrusy tinge, and you have jasmine, which is actually in a very balanced amount that it wouldn't lean femme. And do not forget that while this is going, while you are smelling the uplifting fresh smells of those florals, you still have pieces of that sexy ISOE Super Tobacco Accord, which is the OG Montabaco, and you can still smell that, but with a shared space. Okay, now on the mid as well, you're gonna get dry woods, and the dry woods are basically a masculine balancer. You can definitely smell the dry woods right here, and you have green tea as one of those bridge notes here from the start to the mid, and the green tea is actually from the OG Montabaco formula as a bridge from the beginning to the mid, and it is a sensual gradient note, this green tea. But like I said, as you start the mid, you are gonna get those nice florals, a balanced florals mix with the OG Montabaco Accord with dry woods and a sensual green tea smell. Okay, now let's talk about initial sillage and projection of this fragrance, guys. So this one right here is a draw-in lingering scent, all right? So this has enough lingering properties from the beginning. You have that ambroxan, that sexy ambroxan that also reels people in, obviously. Obviously, like a bachata dance, there's a push and a pull. This one is a pull in. And also you have the lingering smells of the citrus, of the freesia, of the florals like jasmine and magnolia. So these are still going to be lingering around even if the ambroxan musky, almost like spicy type smell is emanating from you. But from the wearer's perspective, it's definitely going to be a draw in scent. And finally, let's talk about the dry down right here, which happens 6 to 7 hours into the fragrance, guys. All right. So again, it's got a good balanced coverage from start to 6 to 7 hours of the Montabaco Accord / the other notes put together. Again, part uplifting and lingering and part sexy draw-in gradient, all right, macho. And right here in the dry down, guys, I know that a lot of the Montabaco Accord notes are listed in the dry down, but actually, as you guys know, if the base notes are really roaring hard in the start and mid of the fragrance, then by the time you hit the dry down on the 7th hour, it wouldn't be that strong. All right. So you're not going to get a super strong Montabaco Accord once it hits like 6 to 7 hours. Matter of fact, it is reduced to just almost like a musky, smooth, like ambergris type of dry down right here, guys. And actually, the thing that pops out in the dry down is a vanilla tonka bean combination, a sweeter, lighter tonka bean vanilla dry down with some smooth sandalwood. And you do have that ambergris accord, which provides a muskiness still towards the end, guys. But you're not going to get the same punch of the ISOE Super because that was already used up in the beginning parts of the fragrance. And so by the time you get to the dry down, interestingly, you're going to get this very sensual, smooth, sweet, vanilla tonka bean ending with sandalwood, some muskiness still, but it is really quite nice. All right, I like how the dry down part actually settles in, it settles down, and to me, after smelling the dry down, I feel like some people will like the dry down of this fragrance right here. So with that being said, Montabaco Cuba to me is such a kick-ass flanker of the Montabaco formula. This is a real one right here, and like I said, Verano effectively just obliterated Intensivo and the OG because they are so like each other with very minor changes. This one right here was a masterful way of making this Cuban or Cuba, you know, because you have the liveliness, you have the lively notes that are placed here that again make you feel like a bachata dancer with, you know, balance of just sexy and fun, you know, and this fragrance definitely does it. And for those that are afraid of a strong dose of ambroxan, I will tell you that this one right here, like I said, has a lesser amount than the previous iterations. It's more blended, there's shared space with other notes, and you really feel like a bachata dancer, a sexy bachata dancer, guys. This fragrance is for machismo and fun, all right? Whether you're single or you've got a significant other, guys, this is definitely something to wear around them. And of course, still for the bold and the brave, but I think for most people, if you're wearing ambroxan, I think it's really gonna slap. You know, I think it's very attractive to the ladies. I mean, I've seen so many people like literally like either get complimented or have had success with the opposite sex because of ambroxan, all right, and ISOE Super. This one right here has a nice, perfectly blended amount of it, plus that yin-yang of fun, lively notes that I think that this would be a nice fragrance to wear around the opposite sex, whether you're a single guy or you're wearing this around your partner. And today you're Mr. Dangerous, you're Mr. Spicy, you're Mr. Sexy, Mr. Macho. I feel like this is that type of fragrance, just like how I've worn the OG Montabaco. But like I said, that other one is just thicker and stronger on the Montabaco. This one has some shared space. And with that being said, usage-wise, guys, this is more of like a grabber, but in the sense of it's more about a personal aura type of thing. If you want to emanate a certain aura, this is a fragrance that you would spray on yourself. And definitely, I think it's dangerous because of all the stuff that's in it, guys, and the nice blend It's really a nice, like I would say, single man's perfume, a bachata guy's perfume. If you're a dancer, a salsa dancer, maybe you want to utilize this fragrance. And this fragrance is for, in my opinion, cooler weather. I would say spring nights and fall. These are great opportunities to wear this fragrance. I mean, definitely if it's cold weather, it's going to work perfectly. But I would say the middle of that, kind of like the cooler nights, cooler days, as well as AC environments. These are great times to wear this fragrance. Like I said, in the bachata dance floor, this would be great. Or in the club, or in not really the club, but I would say more like a bar like type of scenario. It's kind of like a lounge or an ultra lounge. That would be a great place to wear this fragrance. Now, also you can wear this outdoors as long as there's some wind and some coolness. I think it's great as well. Again, overall, it's a personal aura type of perfume. Now, total performance of this scent, guys, is 12 hours. I would say significant scent is 11, really. And 12, it's like here and there on the amber vanilla musk. Okay, guys, but really, to me, that's more than enough because all the powers that be of this fragrance is at the start to mid, really. And the dry down is kind of like just a finale of the night where it gets settled down, sweet, graceful, like an end to a hookup. I mean, the end of a dance where it kind of settles down in the end. But the start is impactful, strong, and fun. And so all the power is really at the start to middle parts of this fragrance, Montabaco Cuba. Okay, now here's the question. Is this fragrance full bottle worthy, and is this for you guys? And this costs like $275 for nearly 100 ml. I think it's worth a full bottle, all right? There was a time where my Montabaco was full bottle. I used it up. And if this had come out during that time, I would have chosen this over the OG Montabaco formula or even Verano because of the flexibility of this fragrance. Now, if you aren't used to that Latin power, that Latin American smell, all right, you want to try it out. Again, hit up Jared Miller. I'll link his Facebook below and get yourselves a sample of this Montabaco Cuba. But again, for me, if I had the chance, I would have gotten a full bottle of this over Montabaco Intensivo and Verano because of the balance. $275 is really a good price for nearly 100. I think it's like 80 ml, 80 or 90 ml of the fragrance. What a great full bottle fragrance to have for the spicy men out there. And that is it. That is my no hype review on Ormonde Jayne's Montabaco Cuba, guys. All right, let me know in the comments below what y'all think of this fragrance. Is this part of your man arsenal? All right, and have you gotten success with this fragrance in terms of compliments or with the ladies? Let me know in the comments below. And should I review Montabaco Rio as well? All right, I'll probably hit up Jared for a decant of that. Thank you, Jared, for this decant and the many decants you sent me. I cannot wait to review each and every one of them, guys. And again, please do not forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next video. God bless. Take care. Peace.